Act Like a Man, Taking Manhood Back with your host, best-selling author, pastor, and manhood coach, Dennis C.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Act Like a Man podcast. This is your host, Dennis C., editor-in-chief of actlikeaman.org. And thank you for coming in today and listening. I know it's your lunch break for those who are watching in IG Live. Hi, everyone. Just to inform everyone, we also have our channel at Act Like a Man Philippines at YouTube channel. You can go there, you can watch this video of the whole podcast. Also, if you want to go and download our audio file, it's in SoundCloud. The whole podcast is there. And also, it's already in iTunes. I'm trying to find a way to put it also in Spotify in the future. And so, very happy with what's happening. Sa mga pwedeng tumulong sa akin on how to put this on Spotify, please message me. We'll be glad to get help on that area. So we're looking at career and profession for today. That's our topic for today. How to advance your career and how to better your wherever God has placed you when it comes to work. But before we do that, I just want to announce also the winner of our Fukuda appliances. That's a gas burner, an electric fan, and a rice cooker. And the winner is Mr. Dennis Caballa. Kapangalan ko rin. Congratulations, Dennis, for winning the Fukuda appliance. Thank you for listening to the podcast last week, and thank you for tagging Fukuda Appliances, quality beyond expectation. Yan po ang sponsor natin sa ating last episode last week. But this week, matindi rin ang ating prize. Okay, we're going to give away something that is that would really help you. Cabilla ba? Cabilla. Sorry, Dennis Cabilla. Hindi pala Caballa. Cabilla. Right. Now, for our giveaway for this week, we have a 5,000 pesos worth of tickets. So I'm choosing 10 winners. It's 500 pesos per ticket. But I'm choosing 5 winners of the ticket. So you can bring a +1 for your event. So this is an event by the Philippine Investment Funds Association, or PIFA. And let me just read to you what to expect in that event. If you're interested to know where you could invest your money, there's a lot of ways how. So the PIFA, or the Philippine Investment Funds Association, invites you to its annual mutual funds conference that offers a diversified approach to ensuring that millennials and adults alike could take advantage of the dynamic economy through investing in technology, entrepreneurship, property, or mutual funds, among others. The event will be dubbed as Rising with the Current of Economic Growth Through Investing. The conference aims to offer a diversified view of where your investment journey may go. So you'll be learning from professionals, and you'll be learning the pros and cons of digital versus traditional entrepreneurship, which is a very good topic, by the way, as well as investing in mutual funds versus property and real estate. So ang maganda sa PIFA is this is association that helps Filipinos to become more financially literate, not leaning on one thing or the other since they're not marketing anything. This is really a ministry that they have so that a lot of Filipinos would have informed decisions when it comes to their money and investment. The conference will tackle topics such as psychology of investing, traditional versus digital entrepreneurship, and tangible versus intangible investments, among others, will be discussed during the half-day program. Speakers like Randall Tiongson, Aya Laraya, Carl D, as well as business professionals from Citisec Online Financial Group and First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation will be sharing their knowledge and expertise to the investing public. Right? So, how to win the ticket? I'm choosing 5 winners. I want you to write down what you learned in this episode in my YouTube channel, Act Like a Man Philippines. So you need to subscribe, like it, and comment there. Lessons you'll learn from our episode today, and we'll give you a free ticket to PIFA. So I'm only choosing 5 winners for this contest, and then you can bring your +1 to the event. Exciting to, no? So, again, Thank you so much, PIFA, for sponsoring our podcast episode for today. So now we go now and we answer questions about profession and career. As you all know my background, I was a working student when I was in LaSalle working in our business in Divisoria. Nagtetela po kami, meron po kaming, we had a store in Ilaya and Tutuban, and it grew, and we went to Ayala Malls until it grew. But then I had to resign because I was called into ministry at nagpastor po ako. But the family business continued on without me. But I had a good run in our family business, learning a lot from my parents who really push us hard to work and to show up every morning until late at night to go and do work. So I've never been in the corporate setting. I've always had a business. So we were trained to be business people from early on as a working student in LaSalle. I was an agent. Okay, ahente po ako ng tela sa Divisoria. No? And that's where I earned my first 6-digit check, commission check of 100,000 when I was 16 years old. And that's where I learned how to invest money. And that's also where I learned how to lose my money. I think that's a lesson that God taught me early on, na wag masyado maging greedy. Now, we have a lot of questions here today, so we'll be jumping off to those questions. We have only a few 20 plus minutes to go for our episode. So, first question. Di ko na sasabihin sino nagtanong. Actually, 3 of you asked the same questions in our IG. And the question is, when is the time to resign? Umpisa pa lang ng career, ang unang tanong natin is, when is the time to resign? Now, one of the books that has helped me process this is is the book Necessary Endings by Henry Cloud. It's a very nice book. Highly recommend for everyone to read it, especially those who wants to resign, so that you'll know if you'll resign or not. So the title of the book is Necessary Endings by Henry Cloud. He says in the book that endings, even if they need to happen, are usually difficult. And maybe that's why a lot of people are asking the question, no, when will I know when it's time to resign? Because it's a difficult decision to make. And some common reasons as to why a lot of people don't try to end things and still go through the hard process of not ending things is because, number one, some of the reasons are we hang on too long thinking maybe things will change. Diba? Umaasa tayong magbabago pa, either ang kumpanya or me, so I'm not letting go and I'm not ending this. Or we are afraid of the unknown. What if I resign and I don't get any job? Or maybe we fear confrontation. We don't want to confront the people that is affecting our job or our happiness when it comes to our work, or our productivity when it comes to work. We are afraid of hurting someone, or we're afraid of letting go and the sadness associated with it. Tandaan nyo, sa bawat moving on or moving forward, there is a sense of grieving that happens. So that means it's not always happy, but some endings are necessary. Okay? Or we don't know how to end it. Alam mo nang, yeah, it time's up for me, but I don't know how to end it, so I still push through it for how many years. We have already had too many painful endings and don't want to go through another one. Or when endings are forced upon us, we do not know how to process them, and so we sink or flounder. Yan po yung marami na trauma pag they quit their job and they don't want to find a new job because of the trauma that it has caused. No? Also, when we do not learn from them, so we repeat the same mistakes over and over. Sometimes the problem is not with the company, the problem is with you. You haven't learned your mistakes from your mistakes. So what happens is you repeat the same mistakes and went to another company, you repeat the same mistakes. Ikaw po ang common denominator kung bakit may problema at hindi po ang mga kumpanyang nag-hire sa'yo. Right? Siguro may problema din sila dahil hinahire ka rin nila. Alright? And we lack the courage, discernment, or skills with how to handle a situation that needs to end. No? So, when is a good time to resign? Again, I don't think it's all on your emotions, based on your emotion. Kasi kung emotion lang, lahat na tayo nag-resign and nobody will last long on their job. But it would be good to weigh the pros and cons of where you are. Are you still fulfilled? Are you productive? Or are there compromises happening in you already that you cannot bear it anymore, that I need to resign? Maybe those are good, necessary endings for you. Now, somebody was asking the question, paano naman the company I'm working for? Okay, I'm not really sure if this is still the company. Now, I want to answer that question in the context that you are a high-performing individual. You're performing for the company and you're adding value to the company. What do I do? Do I resign from this company? Right? I'm doing my job. I'm good at it. I'm not sure with the company. So I want you to ask this question. What has their performance been so far? Happy ka ba sa performance ng kumpanya mo? Right? Kasi kung hindi ka happy dyan, okay, pag-isip-isipan natin. Is it good enough? Am I improving in my craft? Am I improving in my skills, in my character? Is it building me up? Right? Do they have any strategies in place to make things different? Right? Maybe meron ka mga pet peeve na ayaw mong i-compromise and you brought it up to the owner of the company. Are there any strategies in place to make things different? Or palugi na yung kumpanya and you're still there and you've already raised your concerns and they're not doing anything about it? That's a good question to ask, right? Do I stop and find a new job already? Or else they might not pay me in the future. Okay. Now, if not, am I willing to sign up for more of the same? Oh, para lang marriage, no? Okay, nakita mo na yan ang direction ng kumpanya and still you choose to stay with that company. So are you willing to sign up for more of the same? No right or wrong answer. Some of you are more long-suffering. Kaya mo pa mag-suffer for the love of the company. But at the same time, you know, you have to feed the family. So there's that tension and the balance there, no, that you have to look at. Okay? Now, next question. Tips on dealing with toxic workplace environment. You know, I'll be dealing this more in the future, but I'd like to put a stab on it on this question now. How do I work or deal with toxic workplace environment? Maybe number one, you ask yourself, what is toxic? Ano ba ang toxic work environment? I do hope that when we say it's a toxic work environment, doesn't mean it's mahirap ang trabaho. Right? I think all jobs are hard. No job is too easy. That's why there's a lot of jobless people out there by choice because they don't want to work hard. Now, when we say toxic workplace environment, that means maybe there's a lot of unprofessionalism in the environment. There's a lot of office politics. There's a lot of gossip, slandering that happens in that environment. So it's very emotionally draining more than physically draining. So according to Amy Anderson of Forbes magazine, as difficult as a toxic work environment may be, never allow yourself to become less than who you are meant to be out of anger or spite for your current employer. Okay. Always conduct yourself with integrity and always put in your very best effort toward the job you were hired to do. It is easy to fall into the trap of giving up the job, but the bottom line is that as long as you're taking a paycheck, you have an obligation to give an honest day's work. So don't allow yourself to justify personal bad behavior on the failures that exist your company's leadership. So, pag kumukuha ka naman ng pera, they put in your best work there, right? Even though it's a very toxic work environment. Be faithful and stay on the lane where you're called to do. Saan ka ba tinawag, diba? So that would be a good measurement para hindi ka rin guilty na or hindi ito rason or scapegoat mo kung kaya that's why I'm not producing because it's a toxic work environment. I think many people experience toxic work environment. So you have to work with integrity. And siguro something that I want to point out is yung emotions natin, no, when it comes to our work. Now, sometimes we're too dramatic and emotional. There are times where you need to know when not to be dramatic, especially in cases like this. No, kasi pag masyado in doing your work, you need to have a lot of emotions. No, yung passion mo, you bring it to that. But in terms of sometimes yung problems that we face because of the work, if you're too emotional, you'll quit. Right? Dapat alam mo, it's not that easy. No? And there's more questions here where I can expound. Okay. One more question here is, how do I know if I'm pursuing God's plan in my career? Okay. This goes back to, and this is what we taught in Build Your Future with Randall Tiongson, is to know your why or your purpose. Alamin mo bakit ka nandyan. Why did you choose the job? Why did God place you there? There's always a purpose. There's a why to that. And I think Randall made a good case in the conference that sometimes passion is so overrated and we compromise our purpose because of passion. Because we're a very feeling generation, especially the younger ones, we think that our emotions is our truth. It's not. Okay, so it would be good to know your purpose. God's plan is you remain hardworking. God's plan is mabuild yung character mo, mabuild yung heart mo, maging smarter ka sa trabaho mo, and adding value to the people in the organization that you're working. So, God's plan in your career is not a specific place for many of us. It's the attitude, it's the spirit of how I do my work. It's hard work, it's character, it's heart, it's being smart, it's adding value, it's value creation. So case-to-case basis ang tanong kung yung career ko ba ngayon, whatever your career is that God's plan for my life? You know, so it will be hard to answer that. Next question is, how would I know my strengths so I know where to apply? Now, I have a friend, his name is Coach Val Bagios. He's a certified Strengths Finder coach. It would be good for you to know your themes, your Strengths Finder's theme, para alam mo how you were wired when it comes to work, right? So you can go and check out Val Bagios. Val, V-A-L, Bagyo with an S, right? And maybe message him on Facebook and tell him, I want to be coach. May bayad lang ata yun, no? Now, how do I know my strengths so I know where to apply? If there's something that I cannot teach, but push you with, it's self-awareness. It's knowing what your strengths are. No? I cannot teach that. Pagdating sa self-awareness, napaka-importante that you learn how to be aware of what you're strong at and what you're weak in. Okay? And once you learn that and you're more aware kung saan ka malakas, focus there and not on your weakness. I'll give you an example. When I started pastoring the church, one of my strengths would be on teaching and on leadership and strategies. But I'm not really that good when it comes to pagdating sa Strengths Finder, yung people themes ko are not that strong. So I had to hire somebody and I had to get somebody in the team, even volunteers who are very strong with people. Because I am aware I'm not as strong there, but that doesn't mean I don't face people and love people and care for people. I think that's a universal thing that we all have to do. But then that's not my theme. That's not my wiring. I get to love and empower people when I do work, the things that I'm strong at or strong in. And that's how I serve. And because of that awareness, I know now where to be. I'm now more secure with where I am, knowing this is what I can give, this is the value that I have, that maybe another team member in my team can give to somebody else that has a different strength, right? So, hindi ko karga lahat ng powers. Right? So, you have to know ano yung wiring mo, paano ka ginawa ni Lord, no? How God wired you so that you learn how to use that when it comes to the work that you're trying to do. Okay? But very important that you have to focus on your strength and not on your weakness. Okay? So kung mahilig ka sa tao, right? Now, ang maganda kasi sa Strengths Finder, yung sa themes ng Strengths Finder, nagmamature yan eh. No? And you can use your theme no matter where you are. Hindi ka masyadong malakas sa people department, pero malakas ka sa strategic, you can use strategy now to up your sales because you're aware of your strength. Right? So iba, mahina sa strategy, malakas sa tao, because you love people, use that strength now to help you in sales. So again, I encourage you, buy the book Strengths Finder. I think it's in National Bookstore, it's in Fully Book. Then get to connect with Val Bagios to coach you more if you want. Or if you're a company and you're watching this, it would be good for you to contact him so that he can help your team. May tanong dito, no, is it hard to become a lawyer and a Christian at the same time? Right? So kung may lawyer po na nakikinig ngayon, would be good for you to answer that, whether here in Instagram or in YouTube. I cannot answer that, but my answer only would be this, no? You go back to your purpose. Bakit ka ba naging lawyer? Ano yung rason? Ba't gusto mo mag-law? And go back there, go back to the heart. No? And I think this question might be too specific. For me kasi, whether you're a lawyer, a doctor, a pastor, is it hard to become a doctor and a Christian at the same time? I think we'll all have the same answer. There are temptations that we all face that would try to get us out of our core beliefs and values. So that's why you have to go back to your purpose. Whether lawyer, artista, doctor, YouTuber, call center agent, doesn't really matter what your job is. There are times when you're really tempted to get out of the will of God, and so go back to your why, go back to your purpose. Here's a nice question: how to have willpower to do a job that I do not like to do, but I have to do. I'm not happy with my current work. What should I do? Or feeling unfulfilled already? How to know if I stay or leave in my present company? Right? I think these are 4 questions. I compiled them into one. Right? I joined them into one. Here's my answer to that. Many jobs we don't like. Right? Many things you do you don't like. So be at peace with that. Not all the job that we have we like. Or a part of a job that we have, part of the job that we have, we might not like. Like there are jobs as a pastor that I don't like. There are jobs that I really love. So it comes in the package. Right? Minsan kasi overrated yung I love my job. Right? But there are aspects of the job I don't like, but it's not an excuse for me to quit or be sloppy with my job. When I was working in Divisoria, 50% of what I do not like. But I stayed there. I earned. I maximize what God has given me. It was not an excuse to be quitting on the job or being sloppy with the job. I want you to come with a mindset that I want to make a difference and add value. And when you do that, tomorrow or after lunch break, you come to your work with that mindset. I'm leaving a mark here, a positive mark. My mindset has changed. I want to make a difference. I'll add value here. You know what? Everything changes for you from this day on because you have a different mindset, right? No job is easy. Pakisabi na lang yan sa iyong katabi. No job is easy. No work is easy. Okay? Another question here. I'll try to answer 2 more. There's a lot of questions. I cannot answer everything. I might have part 2 of this. Why people suffer from quarter life crisis and why is it related always to career? I think here's the reason why. Marami sa ating mga kabataan, younger people, singles, namamadali. Okay? Life is short. Sabi nga ni Gabby Tiongson sa talk niya sa Build Your Future, life is short, but millennials make it shorter by having a term called quarter life crisis. Come on, don't make up new terms again of quarter life crisis. You're putting too much pressure on yourself because you are impatient. Be patient until we learn how to be patient and take it one day at a time, maximizing the present now. It will be hard for us to overcome quarter life crisis. Kaya marami nagkaka-quarter life crisis dahil namamadali ka. Sino ba nagsabi dapat milyonaryo ka by the age of 30? You're not Mark Zuckerberg. Okay? You're you. No? And many times may ibang plano si Lord sa atin. No? So learn how to be patient. Don't try to be the next this one or next Randall or the next Chinky or the next whoever you want to be or the next Mark Zuckerberg or the next Uber. Be the next you. And sometimes you go through a hard journey and maybe you'll reach your dream when you're 45 or 50 or 60. It doesn't matter. But what matters is that you maximize your present. Yeah? Galingan mo ngayon. Babalik din yan sa'yo. When you add value to people, they add value to you. Very simple life rule and life lesson. Alright, so again, please be patient. Now, some of the questions we will answer soon. As what I said, we might have part of this topic, but I want you to eto next year pa to, no? But I want you to watch out for a new website we are developing. It's called Life of Vic. Okay, yeah, secret. All right, where we will answer some of your hard questions with experts in the field. I'm actually excited to be part of that project that we have. Okay. Yeah. So again, let me end this podcast by repeating our giveaway for this episode, sponsored by the Philippine Investment Funds Association. They have this annual mutual funds conference that's open to all Filipinos who wants a diversified approach to ensuring millennials and adults alike to take advantage of our growing economy through investing in technology, entrepreneurship, property, or mutual funds. It's called Rising with the Current of Economic Growth Through Investing. So for you to win the ticket, I'm choosing 5 winners. I want you to go later tonight, okay, and review this podcast. And I want you to write down things you've learned in this episode. And I will choose 5 winners of 2 tickets to this conference that will be held in Samsung Hall BGC. I think that's in SM Ora, November 24. 2018. Okay, this is a sought-after conference. This is a very good conference from PIFA. This is in their way giving back. Okay, this is their heart. This is their why. Okay, mukhang hindi sila kikita dito. It's really just to this is really just to educate a lot of Filipinos when it comes to becoming financially literate. So we'll have our friends there. Si Randall Pyongsong, Carl D will be there also. Property investment. I think you'll learn a lot from them. Okay, so that's it. All right, just a reminder to everyone again, learn how to maximize your present. Huwag kayo maging masyadong emotional pagdating sa trabaho, right? Sa mga complaints nyo. Okay, dapat mas matuto tayo maging passionate tayo sa trabaho, pero pagdating sa reklamo, huwag masyadong emotional dahil life is hard. It's not that easy. So, tanggapin nyo na lang yan, alright? Para mas matuto tayo. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Act Like a Man podcast. Once again, this is your host, Dennis C. Please follow us on Instagram and Twitter with my handle name, Dennis CSC. Also, you can subscribe and follow our YouTube channel, Act Like a Man Philippines. We'll be glad to have you there and join the community of learners and of a lot of men who just wants to act like a man. God bless you, everyone, and see you.